We have 5 play to earn games submitted by the community. Which ones are going to be the hidden gems and which one is going to be the coal? Let's find out. Hello, hola, kamusta, this is Luke, and today we have community submitted games, people that have talked to me in the comments or streams, and I'm going to review 5 of those today using the RuneScape gem system. Of course, the best would be Diamond, Ruby, Emerald, Sapphire, and technically not gem, but one of these games is going to be an ugly coal. Please remember, these are just my initial thoughts about the game. I spent about 30 minutes looking over each of these games. Really, if you're going to buy expensive NFTs or really invest in a game, buying it up its token, I would recommend at least spending 10 hours or so looking through websites, white papers, joining the Discord, joining the community before you really invest into a game. Now, with that disclaimer out of the way, let's jump into these 5 games. Alright, this first game is Rainicorn here, which is not actually the game itself, but this project was submitted by Mika Finn. So thank you for submitting this one. Checking out this thing, there's actually more to it than just a game, but there's also a game involved. So some cool things about this project is that it's on Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain. It has a bridge between, so you can use either. Of course, I prefer using BSC because the gas fees are cheaper. But there is the Rainy platform where if you buy this token, you actually stake it, and then you use your staked earnings. You get rainbows and unicorns, which is kind of silly, but I think that's what they're going for. And then you can use that to go buy NFTs. So it's an NFT marketplace. There's some really cool art on here. A lot of the things have already been minted and sold out. So it seems like a lot of these featured artists on this Rainicorn site are already popping off, and most of them are already bought up. Then they have their game Lords of Light, which we'll talk about in a second. And then they also have a launch pad. So this is an overall project, is kind of a mix between DeFi, between gaming, and between a launch pad. So really there's a lot going on here, which is kind of cool to see. Then they also talk a little bit about their token. There's only 1 billion in supply. It's fixed. They have already burned half of that. So that's kind of crazy, and 30 million towards the treasury balance. We can confirm this on CoinMarketCap. We can see their price of their token has spiked up in November, but of course the whole crypto market's down right now, so it kind of came back down and started to pump once again a little bit, sitting around 10 cents. But over here you can see the circulating supply is almost already maxed out, so this token isn't going to inflate over time. They did start with 1 billion. I don't know why they burned half of it right away. Why not just come out with 500 million tokens? I haven't looked into it enough. Again, this is just an overview. But again, seeing that 97% of the token is already out, that makes me think, okay, this thing isn't inflating, and you can see fully diluted market cap is just barely over the market cap itself. So as far as holding a token, that makes me a little more bullish on it, especially if this project continues to grow. Then again, the silliness, if you stake, you can earn rainbows, and if you provide liquidity, you can get unicorn tokens, which you can use on NFTs and the trading card game, which, if we look at the roadmap, is coming out sometime in Q1, which should be any moment. So this is a play to earn channel though, so let's actually talk about the game part of this project, the Lords of Light. So the Lord of Light is going to be another trading card game. Think of Gods Unchained or Skyweaver, where you get cards, you play the deck against your opponent. You can buy card packs right now, although they're all sold out, and you're gonna have to buy them on OpenSea as a secondary thing. But there is an opportunity to play this game for free as well, which is nice. And some of the cards, they say they're trying to keep it balanced, so it's not just, hey, you bought up the best NFTs, you win every time. Now, if we come to the gameplay trailer, honestly, it looks a little wacky to me. It's kind of cool that you can see the character, and then once you play the card, it pops out there and it comes to life almost. You can see the gameplay mechanics look like I'm just going to be playing Gods Unchained or Skyweaver, something of that nature. The thing that confuses to me is that things seem a little wild and wacky to me. I mean, I'm trying to find the theme of the game. Usually in a card game, they go for a certain theme like Gods Unchained does, or Skyweaver with more of the futuristic robotic feel. And this is just, it just feels a little bit all over the place. You know, you got ogres, you got machine gun guys out here, and I'm really trying to understand what is the theme of the game. That's the one thing I'm a little bit confused on. It just kind of looks goofy and wacky, and you know, hopefully it works out for them, but I I have a little bit of trouble getting behind that, just the complete randomness of it seems to me. So for me, Rainicorn actually looks like a pretty decent project just from doing a quick overview of it. And the Lords of Light, you guys know I like card games like Splinterlands and Gods Unchained. So I think this could be a decent project. My one question is, how many games and card games do we need in this NFT play-to-earn ecosystem? We already have a lot out there with Splinterlands, Gods Unchained, Skyweaver, and even more out there that I haven't covered. That's one question I have. The other question is, will they actually stick to, we're trying to not make this game pay to win? So overall, we're going to give this project the Ruby Gem, my second most excited project out of these 5 submitted projects. The second submitted play-to-earn game from the community was Supremacy. Now, unfortunately, as I was writing these games down over time, I was just doing it to look back into these games. I didn't know I was going to make a video on it until I thought, hey, that would be kind of a fun idea. So I don't know who submitted this one, so if you want to take credit, put it in the comments. I forgot who was the one that mentioned it to me. But Supremacy is a mech game where actually the first start of this game is going to be more of a watch to earn. So apparently you're going to put in your war machines into this game. They're going to be streaming this 24/7, 365, and there's going to be some strategy to it, but also I guess people in the chat can influence the matches, and you can watch these mechs battle each other. So I think it's going to be more idle from what I understand. It's honestly a little bit hard to understand their concept, but it's something that's unique and something that's new that I have not seen in this play to earn space, and they are claiming to be play to earn and watch to earn, which is really interesting. So you're going to have War Machine NFTs that you can of course buy, and then apparently when your War Machine is victorious, you earn the SUPS token. So we're still early in this project. The next step is going to be their token sale, which is coming in February 22nd. Then from there, it's going to be a War Machine NFT sale. Then after that, you're actually going to be able to play the game, apparently build your own syndicate, fit out your headquarters, miners, factories, labs, all those great fun things. Then eventually phase 6, you're going to put more play to earn by accepting contracts from other conglomerates or other syndicates, or you can hire other people by putting out your own contracts in this game. So a really interesting concept there. The team here is the company Ninja Syndicate, so you can actually go look at their LinkedIn's, Twitter. I like having a team that I can actually go learn about and know if you want to do more in-depth research. Then you can look at some of the NFTs, what they're going to look like, the weapons, the war mechs, some extra flamethrowers, shotguns, things like that. To be honest, this is just a personal preference, but I've never been a fan of mech games. I've never played one that I really enjoyed and got in depth with. So for me personally, that's less exciting. I'm just not into that style game, but maybe you are. And so maybe something like War Machine with the mechs here is going to be really exciting to you. So for me, as they're explaining this game, I'm having a little hard time understanding fully the gameplay. It looks more of like an idle game to me. Maybe you're clicking a button here or two to send your war machine to do a certain task, but I don't think you're actually, you know, controlling your war machine as an action game. It seems more like a strategic game. And then again, you can queue up, put them into battle, and then all these battles are going to be operating 24/7 on the Twitch stream. So the victor of each battle is the last war machine standing, and that's going to be split between you, the people of your conglomerate, and then those who I think are watching and supporting and guessing who is going to win and using their SUPS token to essentially vote and watch at the same time. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting concept for sure. So you have the token sale coming up in late February. Apparently, according to their FAQ, the Twitch stream is going to be available soon. It just says late January, which we're almost in late January. So hopefully we can actually see how this thing works out. So also in the FAQ, they ask, is this game going to be verifiably fair? And they're apparently comparing it to more sports and team management simulation games rather than poker or roulette. So, but think of it apparently more as a management style game. And they're going to have players develop their own mech pilot AI. So it sounds like there's going to be open source. Apparently, you're going to be able to develop your own AI. I don't know how that's all going to work. It sounds like, there may be some players that could do that, but I don't know how they make that open and available to the masses, especially for those of us who don't know how to code things. So for me, this project is going to get the Emerald RuneScape gem. It's one of those in the middle that I'm like, I'm not really excited about it, but I think there's some interesting concepts and ideas and new things they're trying to do. But again, it's not something that I feel like I'm going to be jumping into at least right away. Third game that we're going to do an overview of today is Forest Knight, which is a turn-based strategy game. The Forest Knight game is found on Android and it says play on PC, but actually when you click on it, what it is an article on how to download an Android emulator on your PC. So right off the bat, to me, that is a little bit of a yellow flag. One, I don't have an Android, so that's a bummer. Two, I don't know how many people are actually, go through the hassle of downloading an Android emulator. I think it's just going to be a prevention, a blocker for more people getting into this game. So I think that they really need to, unlock, if they want it to be more successful, an iPhone use and a PC play that's not run through an emulator. Of course, mobile games can be successful in and of themselves. So let's keep checking out the game. This is a play to earn and also has a free to play game. Right now, the game also has an INO, what they're calling an initial NFT offering. You can go here and right now, the cheapest one you can buy is 0.006 ETH. And then if you want to go for the one that has more chances at things like legendaries, mythics, all that stuff is 0.03 ETH. The game also has its own crypto, the Knight token, which if we come over here to, again, CoinMarketCap, you can see some things that concern me is, well, only 5% of the coins are out so far, so they have a long way to go to play to earn and get the, 100 million tokens out there. So that's where I would be concerned it's going to inflate over time. It's also a market cap right now of just $1 million and 700,000. So this is a super small cap game right now. Of course, if it pops off and you invest now, you're looking like a genius. But again, this is a very high risk, high reward to try to buy up this token. So you can see on the roadmap, they got the game out. They're updating the marketplace, NFT releases. They're doing staking. They got cross-platform systems coming in Q2. So that's good to hear. Guild, land sales, all that stuff, and apparently pets and city building. You can see this game was originally on the Seedify launchpad, which is great because usually launchpads vet a game a little bit before putting it onto their platform. So at least they're, that it has a little more legitimacy to it. It did raise almost 100 grand there, so that isn't the strongest one here on Seedify, but at least they raised something. And here we can see a little bit from the trailer just what the gameplay looks like. Here is the turn-based combat. When I'm looking at it, honestly, to me, the art and style of it isn't screaming out to me. To me, it looks a little bit cheaply made, but maybe they update the graphics. Maybe they improve on it over time and it gets better and better. But to me, it's not something that screams, oh, this is amazing and I want to play this right away. It doesn't give me that urge to jump in. Of course, you can argue there are games that do well without amazing graphics. One of my favorite games is Plants vs. Zombies. And while it's kind of cute, it's not like the graphics are incredible. So that doesn't mean the game is doomed. However, it's just, when I'm looking at a project, I'm very picky in my play to earn space. When I see a game and I want to really invest and get behind it or buy up an NFT, then that's when I'm like, man, I need to feel the urge to play this game because that means other people are going to feel that urge and the demand for this game is going to rise up. For me, I'm just not feeling that from this project. However, again, this is just a short overview. Maybe if I had an Android and I had played it more, then maybe it would hook me. For me though, this project is going to be my Sapphire rating for RuneScape gems. One of those that I'm like, I can see that maybe there's some good in it, but to me, it's just not standing out as something that I really want to play or I really want to invest into. Of course, there are some, again, free-to-play mechanics, so if you have an Android, you can at least try it out and see if this is something that you're interested in. Our fourth game today is World Eternal Online, which is an MMORPG, which that alone is pretty exciting to me because I think MMOs are one of the best video game genres that could really benefit from blockchain and crypto because so much of those items that you get, making them NFTs, that makes so much sense because people already play things like World of Warcraft, RuneScape, and they sell items and gold, on these secondary markets and sometimes gets banned for them, things like that. But people already have an ecosystem for a lot of MMOs and just verifying that with blockchain makes a lot of sense to me. So that's pretty exciting that there's another MMO here that is trying to do this. So of course, there's going to be a player-driven economy. The world apparently changes as new bosses are defeated. It unlocks new parts of the map. So it's apparently ever evolving, which is going to give people motivation to continue playing. There's raid bosses and PvP. And then of course, the earn while playing. There are hero NFTs that you can level up and combine together. There are crafting licenses and land deeds as well. However, what I also like about it is they say that not everything is going to be on the blockchain. So there are going to be certain things like the heroes, like land, like crafting recipes that are going to be NFTs that of course can be, traded on the blockchain. However, not everything being on the blockchain means you won't have to make, transactions every single second. Like some of these games that you have to pay gas fees to do anything. That is, pretty big bummer for a lot of these NFT games that have come out already. And so just removing, things from everything being on the blockchain will just make the game go smoother. It'll help people to get into the game who are not familiar with blockchain. It reminds me a bit about Lost Relics. If you've ever played Lost Relics, it has the blockchain items and then it has the non-blockchain items that allow you to play the game and level up. But then you're looking for those NFT blockchain item drops that you can go and sell on the marketplace. So having this blended style, I think honestly more games in the play to earn space could adopt and really hit more of a massive market rather than just focusing on people that only understand blockchain as it is already. So the pre-sale says coming soon. Honestly, it looks like this project is pretty early. I can't really even find a white paper or anything that says a roadmap, so I don't really have anything on dates, but they do have a chance to sign up for the closed beta. So you can enter your email in there and then maybe have a chance to test it out in beta before deciding if you want to buy into this project. So there's 40 types of heroes, but they also are going to have different traits and levels so that a lot of these heroes could be unique over time, especially as they level up. There's going to be 4 unique skills. So something like, think if you're playing League of Legends, so it's going to be a little bit more involved than RuneScape. Almost gives me more of a Diablo feel. And then again, you can combine your heroes, raise their rarity, make your NFT more valuable in case you want to sell it again one day. So again, this project is pretty early. I couldn't really find much footage on it, but they did have a tweet that shows some of what the alpha looks like here. And again, shows me that it looks a little bit more like a Diablo. You can team up with your friends, use your abilities, and conquer huge raid bosses. So again, this project is so early, it's hard to say where it's really going to go, but an MMO is exciting to me. I think it makes a lot of sense for blockchain and for NFTs, play to earn. That is just a great genre for this space. It is going to have to compete against things like Miranda's from Gala Games and other MMOs that are coming out here for the play to earn space. But if they play their cards right, maybe this is a great project that really takes off. So for me, this game is actually going to get the diamond rating. This is the one out of the 5 that really most excites me. And of course, it's really early to try anything, or you can't buy anything yet. But this is definitely a project that I am saving in my tabs, watching how it progresses. And if there is a point that I feel like I should jump in, I think I'm definitely going to do it, or at least try giving this game a shot if it does make it to release. The 5th and final game submitted by the community, they are telling me about Clash of Streamers. Again, I forgot who submitted this game, but just opening this page in general, I don't know if you can see this, but it just looks, as I open even just the first web page, I'm like, this seems a little chaotic and dumb. Let's see how this goes. So when you open up the website, you can see you can collect, battle, create NFTs. You can become a hero yourself, put your photo and create your own NFT, which is maybe a funny gimmick at first, but honestly, it looks pretty dumb to me. So while it's kind of a funny gag, I just don't see this being a very serious game. It looks like very memey, and I don't know about it. When I look at it, they are boasting they have a 4.5 on Google Play with 1 million+ downloads, but we'll check on those stats here in a second. So 2 things that this game does boast about, although I'll give a caveat that as I looked deeper into this game, I got more scammy vibes, so I'm not sure if this is true or not, but there are definitely accusations of it being a scam. It does say it does give the Krypton to the Giving Works charity, which is pretty cool if that's true. Again, some allegations are saying this is actually not true. I don't know. I'm not doing enough research into this game to say whether or not that is true. So that's cool that they're boasting it, but it's also like, is this for real? It also says it's fully free to play, but as we'll look at some reviews, it looks like a game that encourages a ton of purchasing. So when we do go to the Android Google Play Store, it does have 22,000 ratings. It did lose half a star, I guess, because now it's down to 4 point, like maybe 1 stars there. And I'm wondering, as I look through this, how many of these are actually legit? Because again, I'm seeing accusations out there. I'm feeling a little bit, this is too memey, this is maybe a scam. So let's look through some of the reviews. So a couple 1 stars saying the tutorial is way too long. 2 stars saying the grind to get actually any earnings out of this game is pretty absurd. This one is 5 star, but even them, they're saying, you know, I wish it was more interactive of a game. Other 1 stars saying they had problems with their account or purchasing or overheating their phone. Some are saying this is a waste of time. Here's another 5 star, which is giving a glowing review. But again, looking at all these 5 stars compared to 1 and 2 stars, it makes me think, are these actually legit reviews? I don't know. It says the campaign is pretty much any other clickbait game. Everything is auto. Most buildings you unlock are simple gacha mechanics. Of course, you know, they respond saying these are false accusations. And you see they also respond almost to every single review, but a lot of them are just copy-pasted responses. So there's about 4 or 5 different responses that I've seen, but most of them are just the same thing over and over again. So there are some good reviews that people are saying it is actually a good game, but there are way more that I'm reading through of actually the 1 and 2 stars that are saying this game is way too grindy, way too memey, way too gacha, and it's funny at first, but then it just kind of goes into mayhem. And the actual earning of it is saying that they're not really earning anything, and if anything, there are more ads to actually make in-game purchases, so that most of the time you're probably actually losing money rather than playing to earn. And then you can see there are YouTube people that are claiming this game like, oh wow, I played this game and then look at this NFT. It went for, you know, $11,000 worth of ETH. But the problem is that another YouTuber pointed out that I was watching is a lot of these purchases are just one purchase, and you can scroll through there. We got YOLO swag there. This one is free please. And then again, another free please, another YOLO swag. So it seems like really that these purchases might not be legit. They might just be from whoever's making this game to either themselves or a friend, and they're just passing this back and forth to make it seem like, oh, wow, these NFTs actually sold for 11 grand. Come play this game and have a shot at earning $11,000. It doesn't seem actually legit to me. If you want to, you can also watch this great review by Kira TV. I'm not going to play the clip on here because it has some vulgar language, but essentially he walks through the creator. Athene is this, you know, old YouTuber that used to be really popular, and he just talks about how this, you know, he's designing this game with all this crappy meme stuff in it to, you know, expose and try to really exploit your dopamine reward centers, and that this game is just meant to be an addiction, and then, you know, you spend your money on it, and then, you know, some of that money allegedly goes to charity. Who knows if it actually does. Just watching the gameplay for a second, I'm just like, it looks so chaotic, it looks dizzying, and it's probably gonna give people a seizure. It just looks totally ridiculous. So because I'm doing just a quick overview, I don't wanna say this is for sure a scam. I don't have any proof. A lot of it, the people are just saying, were just allegations that I couldn't confirm nor deny. So I think this project for me, at worst, it's a scam or a scheme. And at its best, it's just looks like kind of honestly a crappy designed game. So sorry to Clash of Streamers and whoever submitted this game, but to me, this RuneScape rating, it looks like a fat heap of coal. Sorry if that sounds harsh, but I just tell it like I see it. So there you go. Those were 5 random projects submitted by the community, and I hope you guys enjoyed the rating, looking at some of these new games. Let me know in the comments, which are you excited about? Do you agree with my 5 gems that I gave out, or would you change the order? And which one are you least excited about? For now, peace out, pa'alam, adios, and I hope to see you guys in my future videos. Take care.